Hello and what is up, my fellow bakers? We are here for another episode of Baker's Gonna Bake. This week I'm so excited because we are making edible cookie dough. You heard that right. I talked about how much I love eating cookie dough in the first episode. So I thought for episode number 10, we can get down to business and make some that we like to eat and that we can eat without feeling bad about some impurities. Let's talk about what makes cookie dough edible. Well, there's a couple things. So first you have eggs. Eggs can have something called salmonella in them, and we don't want that in our dough because we're going to be eating it. Also, our flour is a raw ingredient and it can have bacteria in it called E. coli. Now, that would not feel good if that gets into you. So what we're going to do is we're going to refine this flour by putting it through heat in our oven. This reminds me a lot about a verse in the Bible from 1 Peter chapter 1 actually, and I'm going to read it to you real quick. It says 1 Peter 1:6. You rejoice in this, even though now for a short time, if necessary, you suffer grief in various trials, and so that you are proven character of your faith, more valuable than gold, which though perishable, is refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So this is basically saying we're going to go through trials, we're going to go through suffering in our life, we're going to go through the fire, right? But it's going to produce a stronger faith in us in the end when we go through those things. So think about that with the flour. We are refining it from the bad and we're going to be left with the good. So with that, we're going to stick it in the oven 350 degrees for 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll meet back here. Okay, so in a stand mixer like this, we're going to go ahead and add our first ingredients. So I have a cup of butter here that is room temperature. Mine was actually not room temperature. I cheated a little bit. I took a cheese grater and grated it down so that it would become to room temperature much quicker. So I'm going to add that to my mixer. Looks like cheese. I'm also going to add a cup and a fourth of packed brown sugar. I'm adding a fourth a cup of regular granulated sugar. I'm adding a half a teaspoon of salt. And lastly, I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We'll go ahead and lift this up and turn it on and cream it together until it's well incorporated. All right, that's well incorporated. So our next step would be to add our flour, which is still in the oven. So I'm gonna let that come down to room temperature before we add that to our mixture. Okay, so my flour has come out of the oven and I have sifted it into this bowl so that there's no chunks, because sometimes when you heat it up, it likes to get a little chunky. So I'm gonna slowly start adding this into our mixture and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna scrape down the side some. All right, so my dough looks really good and scoopable and yummy. If yours is a crummy consistency, you can add some milk into it, almond milk, whatever type of milk, whole milk, just a tablespoon at a time until it's the consistency you want. I like to be able to scoop it like ice cream. So this to me looks great. So we're gonna take this off of the mixer. All right, so now it's time to have fun and add our mix-ins. So I have here a half a cup of chocolate chips that I'm going to pour in. That's all I'm doing for my mix-ins. I like simple cookie dough, but you can do lots of fun things. You can put some crushed up Oreos in here. You can put some sprinkles. You can put some peanut butter swirled into there. You can chop up some of your favorite candy bars and throw that in there too. The possibilities are endless. And I give you edible cookie dough. That is good. Okay, thanks for baking with me today.